YouTube, what's happening, man? It's your boy Bio, back with my first video for the new channel. For those that remember, if you happen, my old subscribers, if you happen to find this channel, that would be really dope. Please subscribe to your boy again. Previously, I would think I was under the name BIOSpider3. This new channel is going to be under BIOSpider3.0. But yeah, man, I thought, to kick off the new channel, we would just basically take a look at, all the figures that I reviewed on the old channel, just like briefly take a look at them, and I'll just kind of like run through them and, briefly describe what they are and, what they came with as much as I can remember, like accessories and all that. But yeah, man, this is just, a brief video to kind of show off everything that was on the old channel so that, moving forward, you guys will have a sense of, all the figures that I had collected before I started the new channel, which unfortunately, my old one got deleted. It was under a Gmail account that was linked to my, old school, my old college account, which got deleted, of course, so I lost a lot, well, I didn't lose. I actually still have a lot of those videos, and if you guys want me to drop reviews on any of the figures that you see in this video, you can let me know, and I'll be happy to re-record, do new videos for them. The reason I wouldn't drop, the old videos that I still have in my phone is because those were way too long. And your boy, had a tendency, in the old channel to just kind of babble on. And those old videos that I dropped on the channel were just very long. They were like 38 minutes long, which is way too long for any figure review. Nobody wants to watch a 38-minute long video on, an action figure. So, I've since then, cut my time down. So my goal is to, at max, have my reviews be no longer than like 25 minutes at most, like absolute max. Sometimes I might go a little bit over, but my goal is to have it like anywhere between the 20 and 25-minute range max. Because yeah, that is just ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, man, we're just gonna take a quick look and at these figures. I'm gonna tell you what they are, and that's how we'll kick off the new channel. So let's get into it. All right, so we're gonna start here. Right here we've got the ZD Toys Thanos. This is the Thanos based on, of course, Endgame. It's a really cool figure. My first, the first ZD Toys figure I ever got. It might be the only one I'll ever get, but at the time that this figure came out, there wasn't really like a good definitive in-game, Thanos, at least not in my opinion. Like Marvel Legends had obviously released one, SH Figure Arts 2, but they both, one of the biggest gripes I had about both of those figures were they weren't able to get the sword right. And I really, really like this dual sword that he has, that shows up in the final movie. And also, like, I think, pretty much just in-game. I don't think they really showed it in Infinity War, but, ZD Toys was the first company I had seen that actually did, like, a pretty accurate job with the sword and just, like, the overall paint job. Obviously, the paint is, like, nice and clean. It doesn't really look like a battle-damaged, version, which I know some people might like for their collection, so if you're looking for a battle damaged version, I know that SH Figure Arts did finally release a battle damaged version, like a final battle edition Thanos years later, and they finally made the sword accurate, and he comes with different accessories. But I really like this Thanos, the ZD Toys. I think he looks really, really cool. One of the things that kind of sold me on him was he comes with a removable helmet. Let me show that off real quick. Comes with the removable helmet, so you can see his head right there. Really, really cool figure, man. You can, like, obviously slide it back on him. And if you want, you can probably, like, pose him in a way where you can have the helmet resting on the sword, kind of like how he did in the movie. So that was something I thought was really cool. I was like, you know what? I really like the overall design of this guy. And, overall the paintwork is pretty good. The gold does start to fade a little bit. And I noticed that some of the gold from his helmet kind of rubbed off like on the top of his head. But it's not that bad. Like at the end of the day, I think it's still a really solid figure. Pretty decent articulation. you know, about what I would expect with this figure and like his build and everything. So really cool figure. I'd recommend it. The ZD Toys in-game Thanos. And then behind him over here we have the Marvel Legends Stan Lee, one of my absolute favorite figures because I mean Stan Lee. But yeah, super awesome figure. I absolutely love the sculpt that they did on him. Like I think they absolutely nailed the face sculpt on him. I mean, I think that just looks great. Like the wrinkles in his face, the mustache, you know, the gray hair, the paint, the sunglasses, everything just looks fantastic. And they give him a nice, you know, regular suited body. And he comes with a Captain America shield, which is actually signed by him. So let's see if I can, ooh, don't want to knock anything down, but he comes with a Captain America shield, and it's signed by him, Stan Lee, so I think that's super awesome. And this is pretty much like the only Captain America Marvel Legends shield that I have in my possession right now. I used to have another one that came with a in-game Cap figure, but I lost it, so this is pretty much the only one I have right now. But yeah, man, super, super cool figure. One of my favorite figures. Was super excited to get him. I want to say I got him as a Christmas gift from my dad. I think my dad got him, yeah, as a Christmas gift for me. So thank you, Dad. Absolutely love that figure. Over here, this is the white Drago cycle. Kind of random, but it was definitely something I felt I needed because for those who don't know, I'm a huge Dino Thunder White Ranger fan. That is like one of my favorite all-time suit designs ever in Power Rangers. So and I have 2 figures of him, as you'll see in this video, but I really felt like, you know, he needed his Drago cycle so I could pose him on there. So I went ahead and got this off of eBay. I actually painted on these black diamonds that you see kind of like going like in the side of the bike, in the front and the back. So oops, sorry Thanos. But yeah, so you know, just a quick little glance at the Drago cycle. It's a little dusty. I've kept it in my room. I need to dust it off. It's really just been kind of sitting on my shelf. As you can see, it's been collecting dust, which isn't good. So I'm gonna dust that off after this video. But there is that. And then right next to that, we have the Mattel Dark Knight, or it's actually the Batman Begins look, but it's from, I think, the Dark Knight series line, Batman. And this is a really, really cool figure, man. I love it. I love the paint and detail. It's very accurate to the movie. This is one of my favorite, you know, live action Batman suits. This was like the first thing that I, you know, remember as a kid seeing Batman, like live action Batman, Christian Bale. Really loved his portrayal, and I love, you know, the details on the suit, and I just, you know, think this figure looks pretty awesome. You know, nice regular plastic cape, no cloth cape or anything like that, but still a really, really awesome looking figure. And he's got, you know, great posability, you know, mostly in line with other like Marvel Legends, but you know, it's a Mattel figure, so it's not a Marvel Legends, but it still, you know, articulates really well, has a great sculpt, and it just looks awesome. Right next to him, we have the McFarlane Spider-Man, another one of my favorite. This is actually like this one figure right here probably beats anything that I'm gonna show any other figure in the video, but he is my all-time favorite Spider-Man figure for sure, without a doubt. He is just so cool, man. I mean, he sports like my all-time favorite classic look for Spider-Man. Like no other Spider-Man figure beats this one when it comes to the classic look, at least for me. I just absolutely love the sculpt on him. He's super posable, super articulated, and he just looks fantastic. I love the sculpted web lines, the logo on him, the wash through him to kind of give him a nice like shading and, you know, depth. You can see how like cut he is, but he's, you know, still skinny. This has like my favorite build for Spider-Man because I always like, you know, a skinnier Spider-Man. I just think it looks, you know, cooler and more natural, being like, you know, when he moves around like a spider. I think he should be like, you know, kind of lanky. So I really, really just love the overall look of this figure. And yeah, it's awesome, man. I got him off of eBay. He was not cheap. I paid like over 200 bucks for him, which is like kind of crazy, but you know, I had a bunch of money saved up, and I was like, man, I really really want, you know, a very good looking McFarlane Spider-Man, and you know, I had to have it, so I went ahead and found one on eBay and picked him up. And yeah, I'm just super excited to have him. My my one of the best figures for sure in my collection, and I'm just super happy to have him in my collection now. And right next to him, we got the Spider-Man 2099 figure, and which is also another one of my favorite Spider-Man figures. This is the earlier release by Hasbro. I really like, you know, the kind of metallic shine that they use for the blue, very reminiscent of like the Spider-Man Edge of Time game, and I like, you know, the red paint that they used as well. He's just a badass looking figure, you know, future Spider-Man look, you know, pretty good articulation as well. I think I want to say like the thigh swivel on him was a little like stuck when I first got him, but I haven't really played around with him too much since then, so it might have like freed up, but I'm not really sure. But I remember that being like one of the issues when I first, you know, was reviewing him, but still a really awesome figure. Right next to him, we have Faora. She is, this is Faora from Man of Steel, 2013 Man of Steel movie. This is another Mattel figure. She's got great, you know, sculpt. Articulation isn't anything wild or anything like that, but you know, for what it is, it's pretty good. I really like, you know, the detail and sculpt of her suit. The face sculpt is okay, you know, not the greatest, but definitely not horrible. I think it definitely has like, you know, somewhat of a likeness to Ange Trau, so that's pretty cool. She comes with a plastic cape. But yeah, another one of my favorite figures. Definitely like it a lot, how it came out. And right next to her, we have the Akiko figure from G.I. Joe, the Snake Eyes Origins movie. And I really like this figure. I think they did, you know, Hasbro did a really good job with her. I think, you know, the face sculpt is pretty damn good. One of the best I've seen from them. I like, you know, the whole gi and everything that she's wearing, the ninja outfit. And then she comes with these two, you know, kind of like blade things, which, you know, you can connect. Or the pieces themselves don't connect, but in the movie she has like a connected version that's kind of like a staff, and that's actually, where is that? Over here. Here's her staff version of the same weapon. So I think that looks pretty cool. You know, mine's a little bent, but it's basically, you know, the same thing that she's holding, just connected in a staff form. So that's really cool. But yeah, definitely like the paint, you know, the overall paint work, the articulation on her is really good. You can really get her into some, you know, dynamic ninja poses, which is, you know, awesome for this kind of figure. That's what you want, right? So really cool figure there. And then right behind her over here, we have the armored General Zod figure. Another one of my, you know, favorite. I feel like I'm saying all these are my favorite, but you know, I really do love, you know, all the figures that I have in this collection. This is the armored General Zod. He has his helmet on, but it's removable, so you can see his face under there. And I really like, you know, the translucent plastic that they use for like the top of the mask, so you can see his head in there. That is super awesome. And kind of like Faora, you know, he has like some really great detail in the armor, and it's like, you know, I think there's like dry brushing and just different, you know, different types of paintwork throughout. But his armor just looks badass, man. The cape, I absolutely love it. It's a really dope figure. All right, and then right behind him over here, excuse me, we have the Netflix Luke Cage figure. I really love this guy. You know, I needed a Luke Cage for sure, and I don't have any comic versions of Luke Cage, but I really like, you know, Mike Coulter, like his portrayal of Luke Cage, and just, you know, he's a big guy, so he was kind of like perfect for the role. So yeah, you know, he's ripped. You see I got him kind of posed here, you know, flexing. He flexing on him. But yeah, man, just a super cool figure. Nothing, you know, too special. He's just in a regular yellow shirt and you know, blue jeans, got some boots, you know, classic Luke Cage fit. And he's got, you know, the watch on his wrist and everything. But yeah, he's just kind of flexing. So that's a really cool, you know, feature. Really cool figure for the collection. Right next to him, we got the Man of Steel. This is, you know, the regular Superman. I take that back. It's the regular red and blue Superman, but it's actually the second release of the original figure that came out. This is the one that came with the Kryptonian command key, which I still have, and it's really awesome. But unfortunately, you know, the chain on it broke, and I was trying to wear it as a necklace, and it freaking snapped on me. So that kind of sucked. But yeah, this is the Man of Steel Superman figure, and I absolutely love it, man. For a long time, I was against getting this figure because one of the things that bugged me is that he didn't have, you know, torso articulation. He doesn't have any cut for the torso, so he can't, like, he doesn't have an ab crunch or anything like that. But years later, you know, I went back and watched reviews from Stu Murray 47 on YouTube. Really cool guy. Check out his channel, man. He's got some really great reviews on this Superman. He kind of convinced me to get this figure after watching his videos. You know, I was like, you know what? This is actually a pretty freaking good Superman figure. And I actually do now enjoy the sculpt of, like, the torso. Like, I really like how cut he is. Like, you can see the abs. It may not show up so well in this video with the light right now, but he's got a really good, you know, sculpt for the torso and just, you know, overall build. You know, he's a nice big cut guy, you know. Henry Cavill. Face sculpt is decent. It's kind of like Fiora's. It's definitely not spot on, but it's got some likeness to Henry Cavill. And I just, you know, I love the texture throughout the suit. If you can see that, he's got like kind of like this textured pattern throughout the suit that was, you know, there in the movie. And then he's got the red cape. So really awesome figure. I love him. Really dope. Right next to him, we have Zeltrax from Power Rangers Dino Thunder. You know, pretty cool figure. I think I did an unboxing on my old channel for him. But yeah, I got him off of eBay. And he was just loose at first. He didn't come with any, like, weapons, accessories, or anything like that. And then, and I really wanted him to have, like, at the very least, I needed him to have, you know, his blue sword that he always uses. So I found one pretty cheap. And it actually shipped from, like, Hawaii or something. But I found somebody selling, you know, just his sword. And so I went ahead and picked that up. And now you can see he's got his nice blue sword. He's just holding it by his side. But yeah, pretty decent figure. This is, you know, this is a figure way back from like 2003 when Dino Thunder was out. It's got some decent paint work, a little bit of chipping. You can see like that blue piece on his chest right there. Some of the blue paint came off and there's like a black spot there, but overall, you know, it still looks pretty good. I like the gold up here on his face, the blue and silver, and then the rest of him is pretty much just black, but it's very pretty show accurate, so I like that a lot. So there's Zeltrax. Decent articulation. Definitely not, you know, Marvel Legends, but, you know, like I said, this is like an older figure from 2003 from Bandai, so the arms can usually only do so much. I think he bends like at the elbow, and that's pretty much it. He doesn't really have like shoulders for the joints. I mean, shoulders for the shoulders for the joints, joints for the shoulders. He doesn't really have anything like that. His arms just kind of go like up and down and like all the way around. You can kind of like spin them around, but that's it. But I still really, really love him. And then right here, we have my boy, the White Ranger, Dino Thunder White Ranger from Hasbro, from the Lightning Collection series. And this is not really how, like, this is not how he looks when you get him. I did a repaint on him. I did several repaints on him. And I'm still actually not quite done with him. I still have some work to do on him, but overall, I like how he's looking, you know, how he came out as of right now. For anybody that has this figure, you know, like the original release, they screwed up big time, man. Like the helmet, when it came to the helmet, they didn't even paint the black part around the visor. It was literally just like the red, you know, red part of his visor, and they didn't have any of that black outline, and they didn't do like the top pieces, like where those, you know, kind of like eyebrow things are sticking up. They didn't have that either painted in, and he just looked horrible overall. I was like, yo, what are you guys doing? Like, this is a classic Ranger design, and you guys somehow managed to screw it up. So a lot of people were upset about that, and so Hasbro did a running change, or not a running change, but they did a thing where if you take a picture of the figure and, like, you know, his helmet and everything, you send it to them and like send them like a, what do you call it? Yeah, you send them a picture of the figure that you bought, and they'll send you like a incident number basically, and then they will send you a new helmet in the mail that's corrected. So they actually did like, you know, a corrected version of the helmet, and then they'll send it off to you. And that's what they did for me. And so I got the, you know, the corrected helmet on him. But even on their corrected version, they didn't really have the that top part, you know, the black like eyebrow parts on the top of his mask. They didn't really have them placed right. So I kind of, they had them like placed back too far. So what I did was just kind of take some white paint, the same white paint that I used to kind of repaint him, and I just kind of covered those up, and then I added in like my own black lines where they should be on his mask. And you can see also on the corrected helmet, like his like the eyes for the you know, the dinosaur, they're a little like off. They're not like completely centered with each other. Like one's kind of lower, which is unfortunate, but you know, there is that. I still have some paint work to do with him. Like I said, I'm not going to show you the back of him because it's kind of dingy right now. I still need to put some sealer on him so that I can like really seal the white paint in. But yeah, overall, I like how he's coming out. I think he looks pretty good. I painted a lot of the, I basically, what I really did was just kind of extend a lot of the black, you know, spiky pattern on him, because before, you know, they had him kind of like stopping way back on the side of his legs and you couldn't really see them from the front. And so I wanted to kind of line them up with the ones that are on his torso, like they are in the show. So I kind of just, you know, took took a pencil and kind of like extended the lines myself just to like get a trace. And then I took, you know, a black paint marker and just kind of extended them. And overall, I think he looks a lot better now. And I also gave him 2 of his own specialized Drago swords, because he came with this one. Where is it? He came with this one right here, and I actually even added like a little bit of black paint on this one myself. That black paint wasn't even there before, but yeah, he came with like, this is how it looks. I didn't paint the other side, so this is how originally it looked on both sides. But yeah, this, I don't know, I just wasn't impressed by this Drago sword at all, because I felt like it was just way too small for him. Like as a weapon, like when he would hold it, it just seemed like too small compared to, you know, how it was in the show. And so I did a little research, and I found online that there's a place, there's a guy called Design in Case, and he does, he prints like his own 3D, you know, models of like, you know, figures and weapons and accessories. And usually he does them, you know, a lot more accurate as far as like size and detail goes. So I went ahead and ordered, he had like two different versions of the Drago sword, you know, the regular pin mode and then the one that was extended. So I have the pin mode one in his, you know, in his holster right here on the side. I shaved it down because, you know, the plastic was actually really thick, like when it first came. So I shaved the plastic down a lot. Got it to be like pretty thin, about like, you know, the regular dimensions of a sword, and I repainted it myself. So I kind of like added in those gold lines and the black line down the middle, and then, you know, of course painted the rest white. You can see, you know, he's not perfect. Like you can see all the scratches and stuff on him with the white paint. Like I'm definitely not done with him yet, but I'm still working on him. I'm gonna clean up, you know, the handle on his the Drago sword and everything there, but just to show you. So yeah, I have that one, you know, in his holster right now. They are a little big. Like you can see how big it is. It's a bit big for him, for like his size, and that's because the swords, excuse me, the swords themselves were meant for the legacy version, which is this guy over here. But and he actually did make versions for the Lightning collection specifically, but I chose not to get those because the extended version you know, that he made for the Lightning collection, it was like, it just looked really weird to me. Like it had like a really long, bendy, like curvy type of blade, and it just looked kind of goofy, and so I didn't really want it. I decided to go with the legacy versions, and so he has his extended version over here, just kind of chilling. But yeah, this is like the extended version of the Drago sword that I use for this guy right here in the Lightning collection. So every now and then I'll swap out the swords and pose them differently, but But yeah, that's how he looks as of right now. And so, you know, obviously not perfect. I still have some work to do, but I'm really happy with how he's turning out. And I think when I'm, you know, completely done with him, he's going to look great. So I'll probably drop a video on that later on the channel just so you guys can see it. And right next to, ooh, excuse me, right next to him, to the to the right of him, we have MJ and SpiderMan from, you know, MCU. This is the integrated suit Spider-Man. This is pretty much the only MCU Spider-Man figure I have. I never got one of, like, you know, the Civil War version or Homecoming or even the Far From Home one. I kind of want to get the Far From Home one, you know, the red and black, you know, suit that he had. But you know, my best friend Colin actually got this figure, this integrated suit Spider-Man figure for me, you know, when No Way Home came out. He got it for me as a Christmas gift, and it was super, super awesome, man. It took me a while to like this suit itself, but, you know, it really grew on me pretty quickly, and I really do like this figure a lot. And, you know, I got this MJ figure loose off of eBay. And for those that don't know, you know, I'm a huge Zendaya fan. Like, Zendaya, whoo! Zendaya, hey, man, that's wifey right there. But yeah, man, I definitely needed, like, a MJ figure. And I'm really glad that, you know, for the MCU, they chose Zendaya to play her. And so, you know, I just think she's perfect, man. Like, she's perfect for the role. Yeah, man. So I had to pick up a MJ figure, so I got her loose off of eBay. You can see I got him, like, posed right there because she's, like, grabbing on like he's about to swing away. But yeah, so there's those two. And then we got Bane. This is Bane from the Dark Knight. Another Mattel figure. He's standing right behind Batman. Really, really love the, you know, the sculpt and detail on him. Tom Hardy, you know, I think he did a pretty good job with Bane. I like the detail for the coat. You know, I've had this figure probably since the movie came out, you know, and I was, like, still a kid. So, and I'm pretty happy with, you know, how the paint and everything on him held up. So, yeah, he looks pretty good. I think everybody's pretty familiar with Bane as a character. And then back here, behind the Drago cycle, we have the black suit Superman. This is basically the exact same figure as before, this red and blue Superman over here. But it's a black suit variant based off of that kind of, like, dream sequence that happened, you know, very briefly in Man of Steel, where he was, like, you know, Zod is talking to him, and he's, like, kind of sinking into the skulls and everything. So yeah, they did, like, a black suit version, and it also shows up a lot better in the Justice League movie. But yeah, you know, I love it. He's got the silver S on his chest, the same kind of texture as the other one throughout the suit. He comes with, like, he has, like, red eyes, like he's about to use the heat vision. So that's super dope. And yeah, man, just a really, really cool figure. I was like, yeah, I definitely got to get, you know, the black variant for sure, because I'm a big fan of that look. And then behind him, we have the blue Dino Thunder Ranger, Ethan. You know, he came with an alternate head, which was, you know, his regular civilian head sculpt. But, you know, I have him in Ranger form right now. He's holding his Thundermax blaster and his Tricera shield in the other hand. You know, nice paint and detail, pretty clean. I was like at the mall with my friend, and we stopped at a Target, and that's when I picked this guy up, because I was trying to build, you know, the Dino Thunder collection. But yeah, pretty nice paint and detail. They don't paint the morphers on these guys, which is unfortunate. So his morpher is pretty much in all white, but you can see it's there on his arm. And for some reason, they don't paint the gloves, like the little triangles on the gloves that should be white. It's blue, but, you know, it's there. Then but yeah, so, you know, really cool figure. I think, yeah, he also came with, like, his Thundermax saber as well, which you can put in that holster. You can see that's on the side of him right there. Right next to him, we have the Retro Wave Peter Parker, Spider-Man Retro Wave. I have him, he came with two head sculpts. Came with this one over here, which is where he has his glasses on, his weird, I don't know, goggle type glasses that, like, aren't transparent for some reason. And then he comes with his camera, and then this half Spidey, half Peter head sculpt, which is what I like to display him with. And he's holding the camera, you know, regular body and everything from Hasbro, kind of like a brown jacket, light blue dress shirt. blue pants, and then the white shoes. Those white shoes are super clean too. But yeah, he looks, I definitely needed a Peter Parker in my collection, so there's I had to pick him up without a doubt. And then over here behind Luke Cage, we have Rosario Dawson. What was her name in the show? Claire Temple. There we go. I forgot her name for a second. Claire Temple, from the Netflix Luke Cage series. I haven't really seen much of the Luke Cage series, to be honest with you guys. I think I've only seen like the first 2 episodes. I'm trying to, catch up on it and finish it sometime soon. But you can see in the camera, I'm just now noticing in the camera how much dust showed up on her. So I really got to clean a lot of these figures, unfortunately. But overall, really, really good looking figure. I think it has a decent likeness to Rosario Dawson. Probably not spot on, but for what it is, I think it's mostly pretty good. Oh no! Oh no! I knocked over a bunch of people. My bad, guys. I was kind of afraid that was gonna happen. But anyways, let me just move on to the back right here so we can wrap this up, because this video is already going long enough. I told you guys this is probably gonna be like the longest video for the channel, and that's my goal. I'm kind of filming out of order here, so this is my intro video to the channel, but I should have had I should have kind of filmed this one first, because I have a lot of reviews that are just waiting to be dropped that I already filmed. But let me see if I can stand these guys back up real quick. Yeah, I was afraid this was gonna happen during the video. I've only got so much space to maneuver here. This Yellow Ranger, he never wants to stand. Okay, there we go. There. Alright, my bad, guys. Almost done here, I promise. Alright, so here we go. We got, I think everybody's standing back up now. Vultures, he's good. He's kind of laying down, but he looks fine. So yeah, there's that Claire Temple. She came with like alternate hands, so she has, these claw hands on her right now, and then she also came with like a pair of gloved hands. They're like, in like light blue gloves, kind of like nylon gloves, so that's pretty cool. And she also came with a purse. She came with a purse as well. Sometimes I like to display it on like the MJ figure, or oh, I forgot my Green Goblin figure is in here. I'll grab him in a second, but I have a Green Goblin as well. Let's see. Okay, so we got back here, we'll wrap this up. Back here we got the Red Ranger from Dino Thunder. Pretty much same thing as the Blue Ranger. He was actually, I got him off of eBay. He was actually missing like this white diamond on this on his right shoulder. I had to paint that in myself. But overall, same type of stuff as the Blue Ranger. Morpher is unpainted, but he came with the Thundermax Saber and Thundermax Blaster. And also his Tyranno staff, which actually is kind of like missing a lot of paint. I'm gonna paint that up later, but cool figure, nice Marvel Legends style articulation, because it is made by Hasbro, so very similar type of articulation. But yeah, and then back here we have the Ninja Flash Ninja Storm figures. So basically all of the Ninja Storm guys. As a kid, I had this Red Ranger figure, but I lost him. And I had the Thunder Rangers, but it wasn't this particular version of them. I had the version of them that came with their bikes, the Thunder bikes, but unfortunately they didn't come with like their Thunder staffs. And I was like, this was back in the day when you had to like kind of choose like, what version of character you were gonna get. Like sometimes they would do releases that had like more weapons, and then other releases that didn't, but they had like a gimmick or something.